I'm gonna call. Meetings in progress, whoever said that. Okay,
Well, there's no one remote there.
first item on the agenda is the minutes of April 11. We need to approve. Motion,
I make a motion, we accept them.
I'll second it.
motion seconded, discussion. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Under new business, the first topic is legal opinion on commercial mooring transfers. John and I had quite a discussion this week. And it's interesting. So go ahead.
I was at attorney on whether we could transfer a mooring under the commercial fishing rules for someone who hasn't had a commercial fishing license for over 30 years and cut and dry clean. The answer is no. And it would have to be a current holder to make that happen. It's just, you know,
This is no to the hadlock transfer.
this is no to the hadlock transfer. 100% clear, no, there's no.
So I have a question. Is this because of town authority or state?
This is because the way the state authority is written, given to us, and we can be more stringent, but we can't be less stringent.
Okay, that's a good question. And the other question I have is that when you say commercial fishing, you only mean lobstering?
No,
That would be your boat.
Well,
Or is it-
I have a commercial fishing license, but again, it has been assumed it was always lobstering. So,
it's not just lobstering. I had this conversation with Patrick, you know, I'm like, where do you draw the line? I mean, does somebody that goes clamming need a 400 series mooring to do that? Or would they use it to go clamming? Not in my opinion, but someone might make an argument that, you know, they use that boat to tow a 12-foot skiff, you know, out. And so he said that, you know, if there's proof that there's commercial fishing use of the mooring, and there's proof that the person who's gonna be getting the transfer is doing the same activity and is going to continue to do the same activity, then commercial fishing is commercial fishing.
So it's just commercial fishing though, not like in Rick's
It
case.
is very stringent that it's strictly for commercial fishing. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
but not to say that if someone transfers a mooring under that rule and, you know, a few years down the road, I noticed that there's no commercial activity at all. And I go and ask for their current license for the year and they don't said, oh, I haven't bought it in 2 years. Then,
yeah,
it's, you know, ripe for removal.
yeah.
Well, just out of curiosity, how does that work then? So are you saying that a person who bought a mooring, became a commercial fisherman, used the mooring as a commercial fisherman, and then stopped using the mooring as a commercial fisherman, they can have their mooring just the way it is?
But if
Okay,
they come transfer to their son
right,
under the commercial fishing rules and a year or two later, the son decides that he's not fishing anymore, in my opinion, it says it's supposed to continue to be used,
Yeah.
is that,
yeah.
you know.
So is that for
That would
in
be-
perpetuity forever? When you say 1 or 2 years, I'm just so when we get to this situation
Yeah, no,
sometime in
I
the
get you,
future.
it's
just
it's probably a
curious.
little bit of a gray area, Howie, but
Okay,
you know, it strictly says it has to be continued used for that purpose.
yeah,
You know, just to do it for 1 year to get the mooring and then you never buy another license.
well,
again.
yeah, sure. No, I understand. That's cheating the system. I get that. You know, but.
But it doesn't
You know, but maybe,
strictly
but I can see,
say.
you know, someone saying maybe they're gonna do a different kind of commercial use with their boat.
You know, if someone did it for 10 years and got sick and couldn't do
Yeah.
it anymore, that's a different story, in my
Right.
opinion.
Yeah,
But if someone does it for a year to get. Oh, no, it must have spit more out, thank you.
Okay.
I
John,
totally.
John, excuse me, I hate to interrupt, but I'm on Zoom and I can't see anything. There's just a picture of the town of Mount Desert, so I can't see the room. I can't see the people.
Yeah, the owl keeps dying on us.
Oh, okay, just checking. Okay,
Now he just came back
Oh,
on.
we rebooted again.
thank you. There you go. Okay, thanks. It's just easier to see who's speaking. Thank you.
It's on the fritz.
All right,
Got it.
well, I appreciate all of that, John. So
Sure,
thanks for.
it's
just
something we'll have to
explaining
deal with when it happens, but,
Yeah.
you know, hopefully we don't have to, but. There was a conversation I had.
So what's the gig on transferring recreational moorings?
There is no transferring of recreational moorings unless. The only transfer of a recreational mooring is if the husband and wife own a mooring. And
Get a divorce.
one of them passes away. And the other plans on keeping the boat and using it. She can continue or he can continue until they pass. Beyond that, it goes no further. We haven't had to deal with the divorce. There has been some cases where people have fought over moorings and divorces, and it's gotten ugly, and I don't know how they were resolved, but
Where's the marriage clause in there?
there is no marriage.
No, but where's in our ordinance that it's the person, so if it's in the person, it has to be in both their names, correct?
We've always transferred to the husband or the wife if one or the other passed away and the other plans on keeping the boat and using the mooring.
So that isn't anywhere in our ordinance.
No,
But it's in the
Then
family.
that's someone to call in the question. I'd be, if I was on the waiting list, I'd be prettier.
that's just something that's always been done as long as I've been here, so I've just continued with it.
Sounds reasonable.
Do we want to add it to the regulations or whatever?
Yeah, if we're gonna do it, we should, because we have no legal standpoint to do that. You have to follow the rules of the rules. We have to follow, unless the state purview, unless the state's got a rule on the book that says that. Other than that, we're not following our own ordinance.
Wouldn't that kind of be marital?
Let me make a recommendation. That if we want to make changes to the mooring ordinance, let's do it as a specific topic. Because I don't like these spur of the moment suggestions and a lack of discussion. So what I suggest is that we familiarize ourselves with our mooring regulation and anything that John may contribute. And if we want to make changes that are going to be accepted by the state and town, let's make a specific meeting for that proposal that I suspect the have to go on the town warrant.
That's correct. So if we pick this up in the fall,
Right.
the ordinance again, if you guys have other things you want to change. Let's make a meeting September, October, November, and
I'm gonna put that as a recommendation for the committee to take up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds great.
For next meeting, you'd like,
no, I think it's too soon in the fall.
we got one more meeting and we're off for the summer, so.
But put it in the minutes, Chris.
Yep.
Okay. Is that agreeable with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
John, I didn't have any problem with it. I was just
Yeah.
trying to make it
No,
more,
that's fine.
you know, more easier for you to do kind of thing. That's okay.
I could see how some age blessed person could marry some young person. And that could continue on and keep that mooring
So,
for hundreds of years.
well,
But I don't think that's something that we really need to think about.
we
discuss.
haven't had to do, things have worked really well until we've had lawyers starting to get involved. So, that's,
Okay. We can bring that up in the fall.
I'll do anything for a mooring.
Pretty much, but now,
can you marry Ken?
Okay, gentlemen, ladies,
Lady, oh, that's ladies, yeah.
are we all set to move on? We've got two outstanding citizens from Seal Harbor area. I'm kind of interested. Would you like to listen, or do you have something you'd like to bring up?
Is it all right to just tell you what we've done so far?
Yes,
The,
general issues.
well, yeah, I'm from Otter Creek, he doesn't want me associated with Seal Harbor.
Bob Salisbury always wanted to give Otter Creek to Bar Harbor, so.
Just from the Seal Harbor Work Group.
Yeah. We've been in touch with, the DEP and the Corps of Engineers, and as it stands right now, we're gonna meet them Monday coming, 15th at, 12:30 down the dock. And, so they can look and see what we have in mind and go over, that'll be about, I'm not sure what time, we're pretty close to dead low water.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, and, that'll give them a good view of what we want to do, what we're talking about. And then, I talked to Ben Moore this morning, took him down the dock and showed him what I had in mind. And he said the worst part of the whole job is getting the permits, you know, but he said it's not as big a job as it looks to me. He told me how he'd, you know, go about doing it, but the big thing is permit, so the next step is talking Monday to.
Do you want to remind us again what your changes are?
Well, what I wanted to do is, if you remember the picture, if the dock is here. And you come down the road and the skip float, you drive down and look at the skip float. Back in the 80s, when the dock was built, they dragged all that stuff out of the way and put it there to build the dock, and that was all supposed to have been moved, dragged off and taken away. It was never moved, it just stayed there. So if we can move that, we'll have another chance to extend the skip float, because it's such a,
Can I tell you something that comes to mind? Because I was on the board of selectmen when that pier job was underway,
yeah,
and they had to, the intent was to go out another 20 or 30 feet.
50 feet, I believe it was.
But anyway, they ran out of bottom. There was no bottom there, and I'm just wondering if they left that debris to help hold the existing pier.
Well, that's not where it is. It's not out there. It's right in up against the parking lot.
Okay,
And so,
Here's the main pier. Right?
yeah,
Here's the main pier.
Yeah.
They're talking about the dinghy float over here. It's deep right here, and if this is the parking lot, and then it shows up the debris was left right here.
all right.
So they could extend the dinghy dock out by clearing that material.
All right, because when they actually built that pier, part of it was falling off,
it walked away at the end of it.
and they had to cut it way back, so I was just to clarify why the debris is still there.
Yeah, and I should have brought those, because I had pictures, or I have pictures, and you can have a pretty good view of what I'm talking about, but if you saw it in low water.
Yeah.
And anybody's welcome if they want to come over and at about then next Monday. And, you know, if you want to see what, or get a hold of any of us, and they'll tell you how we got pretty familiar with that area, you know.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is, it was built up against the bulkhead of the parking lot. Now it's starting to work down underneath the float.
But then
Yeah.
through the storm.
This
we
debris
were on the
Yeah.
board too, when we rebuilt
they're
that
talking about.
coming down, that wall coming down.
They're not talking
So
about,
what's-
this is from the handout he
Yeah.
gave us before.
Okay, right,
Was
Those
under that
measurements,
wall.
here's-
Is that some of
here's-
that debris
yeah,
holding that
That
wall
he's
in
talking
there?
about.
that's good, that's
That's
good.
just rubble laying there. There's no wall that built it off.
That was stuff that was actually, they had to move it to set the blocks down.
Yeah, I know
to
it.
Make it square.
My question is, we
Like,
rebuilt
big
it,
part of it, the whole
They're
idea
talking
was
about
to
down
get it
here, not
Yeah.
all the way
moved
up.
afterwards and just never got-
okay.
So we don't.
By the time they were done with
I
that.
thought he was talking about going up where the road is.
when the leaves, they-
Somewhere. So are you thinking you're gonna have usable water at low tide?
Yeah, because right now, on the new low, if you had a skip there, the skip is almost ground.
Oh, okay,
And so it would give you a chance to maybe put a couple fingers, or it just give you more area to spread out, because the skip flow is just, well, John knows, I mean, it is gagged full.
Yeah.
And we just gotta try to get more area.
So, this, you're doing the right procedure, getting permits and stuff like that, but it's probably something that would have to go before town meetings.
Yeah, and all we're doing, I mean, I don't expect this to be done overnight, it could be a 5-year project.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, you know, but I just figured rather than wait for 5 years, at least start, somebody's gonna, we've talked about it for years, nobody's made that first move.
Good.
No,
We're talking about noon Monday? Noon, Monday?
I'm sorry,
When we're gonna meet the DEP,
12:30.
12:30 on Monday.
now, the other thing that I thought someone brought to us a couple of meetings ago was extending out the regular dock there, or whatever it's called.
That's,
the
it's
flood.
underway. We
Oh,
just,
okay, yeah.
just get everything
No,
completely
yeah,
set
yeah,
up today. And, just eyeballing, it appears that it will work.
Yeah,
I gotta get some ropes and some floats, and I'll do some serious measuring either this week or next week. And, I've already spoke with the guys who hook up the floats about coming back and helping us move, because there's gonna have to be, at least 4 moorings will have to be moved to accomplish it.
Yeah,
But just eyeballing it today, it appears that it will work,
good,
at least the first stage.
yeah.
Then we'll see about, extending it with a ramp another 20 feet.
Good. One other thing that's nothing to do with this,
thanks, John.
on the main float, those bearings on the roller, one of them, the
Yeah, we-
race is gone.
We replaced them every year.
Yeah.
We got new bearings.
Oh, okay, good, good,
We're-
okay,
It's
good.
on our list.
I wasn't sure if anybody noticed it.
No,
Okay.
It's on my list.
Okay,
The docks are looking a lot squarer this year.
Yeah, they did a
Yeah.
lot better job getting them squared up.
thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's a good idea and, follow through with it.
So that was January 1st for reference, just Diane, here were plan. 1/10/23 our meeting. They presented.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, you got anything or you're just,
That basically, that was,
okay, good.
Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
You're giving us a lot.
When they talk about no bottom off the end of that, not even a piling could,
Oh, they were digging down, they couldn't find any real bottom to build a, that
Just lots of sand.
was, at the time, it was bottomless.
yeah.
I don't know how far, but I think
You'd have to go like
but
140.
Quinn was doing the job at the time, they didn't dare to finish it, they thought the whole thing would fall right into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Is there anything else we want to talk about tonight?
Yeah.
I,
It's
No,
not
I
that we
don't-
want to, but
well, while we're still on Steel Harbor,
Oh, okay,
I just wanted to say that, I noticed that the repair was done to the wall.
Yes.
And it looks great, and it's way ahead of schedule according to you, so,
it's 2 months. ahead.
yeah, so thank you for whatever happened.
It just
really
appeared.
beautiful. Well, please extend my thanks.
And the highway guys are looking to schedule ripping the edge of that up and seeing what's happening and go from there.
Sure.
all right. Old business. Marina landscape plan.
Are these gentlemen in the audience representing the garden club?
That chainsaw?
Well, I don't see a representative here, but
This was specifically a meeting for us and they were not invited.
Oh,
So I was asked for us to go over this plan and to come up with exactly what it is we don't want or we don't like about their plan. Put it all down on paper and get it to Derwin, and Derwin would start the process with getting the changes we want done before anything supposedly happens.
So John, when you sent out that email about that, I didn't email you to ask you, but it's the same exact plan they presented to us.
They
It's
made
the-
no
Right,
changes,
okay,
even after our meeting when they asked them to make changes.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
those concerns, none of our concerns were met.
They were never
Correct.
put on paper. They basically waited a little longer and tried to go back to the selectmen. And we stop them again. And that was the end of conversation for at least 6 months now.
This came up at a selectmen's meeting. I was at,
About a month ago.
about a month ago, 1st of April. I mean.
Yeah.
1st of March. But anyway,
Do we have in our minutes what we asked for from them? You know,
well, we,
Probably.
I'm not trying to hold anyone to anything specific.
I suspect that, we didn't record everyone's concerns.
Okay,
But we all had different opinions of what should have been done. And they were gonna come back to us with changes.
right.
And, they did go back to the selectmen, but they had never come back to us.
And they went back to the selectmen without any changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that the meeting you were talking, what was the meeting a month ago?
It was brought up by Dylan.
It was brought up by Dylan.
But it wasn't on
I
the
didn't
agenda.
ever met that meeting until,
I told Dylan at the time that the harbor committee has not approved any of the plan. And I think that's what started this.
And that we had several objections to the plan that we specifically stated during that meeting.
Yes, absolutely. So,
Well, I mean, I can remember a couple of them.
I can remember a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, there was, there was the
Berm.
right, the berm. The no extension for the farmer's market or no consideration for the farmer's market. And then the depression of like area there or whatever in the water.
I want to add a couple of things, because I've been quite concerned about this village green.
Hmm,
And I've been going down there. This time of year is the perfect time to visualize what we have and how it's being used. And Memorial Weekend's coming up, which will re-emphasize the open space. But I personally think that we have a very, very attractive village green that if we proceeded with this plan would basically turn it into a confined, restricted space that wouldn't be as usable as it is now.
I agree.
The only thing I could agree with is maybe putting some trees along the upper parking lot there. The parking lot, the tennis court parking lot where these ones right here. You know, you could put a few trees in there, but the rest of, this is, that whole turn with the farmer's market, to me was like, well, here's an empty space, let's put stuff in it,
I agree.
you know?
So we still need, we haven't addressed the drainage.
Yeah.
Or anything,
That's never been addressed.
and access, and they don't have, we need to see the plans of where the irrigation and all the water lines run before we say.
And the cost of maintaining it would be exorbitant. And who would maintain it and who would pay for it? And those trees, if we did plant them, those would have to be lowered. And their answer to that was that they would ask the town to give permission to, at the expense of the surrounding neighbors, to prune the trees when needed, and because it would block people's views eventually, and that alone is a nightmare.
Well, my opinion on blocking somebody's view is that you don't own shorefront property. So, I'm sorry,
Well,
but you could do what
Yeah,
they
but
did
even
at the
driving
condos up
by.
the road is poison the trees. So,
But
me add-
Jim, even driving
I don't-
by,
I'd like to add to that, Jim. You plant the trees there and it is going to impact the homeowners on the other side. So here's the town planting these trees, blocking the views that they're taxing these people for.
I don't think you're getting a shorefront tax there.
A water view assessment.
Well, they're getting
You
taxed
could,
because
I mean, you don't need to plant 100, but I think a couple would be fine, 2 or 3.
they're being taxed because of that location and that view, no question. And they're being taxed like everyone to the
As
fullest.
a view, they're getting taxed for a view of the parking lot.
They are,
Wow.
their view across the parking lot to the boats.
but it's taking the view away from anyone who drives by too.
It is. I think the
Well,
openness too, right now, the openness of the
I
marina. is
agree,
good.
but I'm just saying that if I'm gonna plant something, I could see a few more trees.
if they haven't addressed the concerns that we have pre any construction, we can't make an honest determination on what parts we can do.
Yeah.
Because our concerns, we can't move forward with that when the basic concerns we've laid forward haven't been met. So you need to know who's gonna pay for it, your drainage, what's existing there that it's gonna impact. And those concerns have to be done before you can even say what trees or shrubs you like, or what about the design you like.
I think one thing that was mentioned though, which we ought to consider. Is maybe develop some kind of planting thing, so when people want to do a memorial tree. or
That's
something.
what this originally was supposed to be, and they came at us with this grand plan.
Yeah,
Well, Story had a great idea. If someone wants to have anything memorialized, a path with paver stones with names on it is widely accepted and would not impact the view. It wouldn't impact the drainage. So I like Story's idea. Story, did you want to go on about that a little bit?
Well, only that, well, I'll go on about that a lot. I'm really not in favor with any of this. And I don't see the point in putting in a path. I saw somebody with 2 dogs down there. The dogs were running around, they were playing fetch. I mean. I
No,
just
not a
think-
new path, the existing path. They objected to it being out of pavement or blacktop. That path that's
Oh.
already there. They wanted to take that out. What I thought you wanted to do was to, if they wanted to change that to pavers instead of blacktop.
What, or even little brass plaques that have people's name, I don't, you know. I also did pictures the other day and I had it here, but, I think that there's a sense that, sorry, here, I'm trying to find these pictures. This is the, you store the floats there. So the floats are there like 7 months out of the year. And these are right up to the edge of the grass. So if you have trees there, it's gonna be a problem moving the floats around. I think it's the village green is for the people. And, you know, I think people use it 12 months out of the year, and this plan makes it, you know, is for 2 months of the year. I think there's gonna be huge expense. And I just don't think it fits in with the lifestyle for this as a village green.
The other thing that we mentioned previously was access to, for example, if you wanted to have a car show, driving all those cars in there, or to have a, leads to a parade. It constrains it, so that again was another one of the things that we had raised.
Our show would be nice.
I
You
think the
remember we
days of
had
having car shows on the green are over. With all the irrigation and everything there, I don't think the town will allow it at this point. In the
Just maybe-
parking lots and around,
Like.
But like, let's look at we've held how many IOD International Junior Olympics? And they have to tow their boats up, and when we need extra parking, there's been, you know what I mean, or stuff needs to be stored for hosting major events. That is where it all happens. All the major events in the town that the harbor has hosted have happened there. And you have to move trucks in and out. I mean, there's, you know, for tents and whatnot, there's no plan for any of that to continue. Like Rick said, our whole, you know, public space is gonna be boxed in.
And this is the only, I mean, it's basically the only park in the town.
well, I mean, the name of it right now fits. It's the Village Green. I think they want to change it into the Village Park.
But I'm just saying the current
You know,
use, how much,
Botanical garden.
In a garden.
when we have events at the marina, and that uses the marina and the harbor. That's where it always happens, and a memorial. And with major town events, the bicentennial is out there, Rick, you can go on, I mean, that's where the town hosts its celebrations.
I'm in total agreement with everything that's been said.
Well, let me just say something. I think the functionality of the marina in the development and improvements that we've done is excellent. I think it works good. And I make a motion that we not accept any of this. We just leave it as it is.
I want to add to that. That if there's gonna be, dedicated planting for an individual or an event, that it be taken up on a one-by-one basis. You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying, yes.
You adding that to your motion?
I'm not, I think we could do that as a second motion. What do you think? I just want to address this.
I like your motion that we would not accept any alterations to the existing marina. I would add to it that I could leave it at that.
I mean, I'm basing it on this plan, that we turn this plan down. But if we want something else, we agree to something else in the future, that's we're not dealing with the people behind this.
Well, we're turning down the option to change the marina. And I don't know about the future. I don't know what that's gonna bring.
Well, yeah, my motion doesn't intend to lock us into not doing something we want to do. I don't mean that. I'm just addressing this plan.
Maybe something a little more gentle about just saying, you know, we're turning down this plan from the garden committee.
I
And,
think you're gonna be firmer than that, Howie.
well,
Because they've already tried to circumvent.
no, I understand. Hold on. And if they want to work with us, they need to come and meet with us. You know, I mean,
But their plan is really complicated and expensive,
well.
and it
Yeah,
doesn't fit the needs of this
So, but
village.
and his
green.
motion covers it. We're just,
right,
we're turning down the plan. We do not want this proposal, period. But we don't have to get into any more discussion than that.
Well,
I
that's
agree.
what
We should keep it simple. I agree. We should just say we don't approve this plan, any part of it.
And we can make it clear that they need to come to us
I
and
wouldn't
have a discussion before anything else
Yeah,
is planned, because this was done without talking to us and. We'll see what we
I mean,
got.
the guy who was doing it and never even been over here to look at it.
Chris, go ahead.
I think that that should be a second motion. If anybody wants to bring anything, they should bring it to the harbor committee. That should be a second motion, but I think that we should just make a motion on just this plan and in my opinion, not accept it in any form.
That's what my motion is.
So, but can I clarify that just with this, if this
Sure.
makes sense? Motion by Mike, not to approve the plan as presented.
Correct.
That meet everyone's,
Meaning
But
that,
that invites.
we should
More
always
revision
invite any
and-
discussion.
yeah.
Any discussion we need to have, we're just, this plan and our concerns were already aired. And this plan comes back to us without any of our concerns even addressed or discussed. I think so. Does that sound good to you? It's a softer saying that we're open to discussion. We're not accepting this as presented. We should be able to discuss with anyone and make time for anyone that wants to come, you know what I mean, be part of what we do.
Correct.
Do we have a second for the motion?
I'll second it.
everyone understand the motion?
Could you repeat the motion?
Motion by Black not to approve the plan as presented. The
Second-
garden plan,
second
marina
by
landscape plan, however you want to put it.
Second man. I wanna-
Dude. Is there a vehicle to say that we don't think the marina needs a fraction of this amount of revision?
Well, that's with our conversation if they want to come meet with us.
So Derlin asked me to bring this to you folks, to bring something back to him to go with. Now, if it's this motion and an invite for them to come to us to sit down to try to come up with some sort of landscaping design that will fit what we want to do, then I think that's,
Well, we don't wanna,
But basically, we don't want to do anything. I mean,
Basically, we don't want anything.
Basically,
changed.
we don't want to do anything.
and
Well,
and I saw, drawing a blank on her first name, but Andrews, he's
Ellie,
Ellie. And, the other day, and she brought it up and, oh, that plan's dead. I mean, I don't think they're expecting us to do
she
it.
said the plan was dead.
She doesn't see it going through. So,
I think we need to send a clear message to the board, to Derlin, so the Board of Selectmen can reject the concept.
yeah,
And we can present another motion that if they have other plans, they can bring it before us.
We could form a subcommittee, if people are concerned, they wanna work with them, before that, have a working group.
And after we went that time to when they presented this to the selectmen without any of our revisions. One of the selectmen said, I like it the way it is. And I think that was kind of the basic sentiment.
Well, I think that's the sentiment we're trying to say too.
So how can I add to my motion and say that? I mean, to me, I like the functionality of the marina as it is.
Well, the only changes I would make to your motion is that we do not accept any changes to the marina green space as presented.
As presented, meaning this? Is that what you mean by that, Rick?
Well, I can drop that last phrase and.
Well,
I just not.
No, I just wanna
interested in
know what your
inviting
intent
more.
is.
Well, I don't want it to be confusing. I want it to be very clear that we're not happy with this.
how about a motion that says we thank the garden club for their efforts, but we do not want to proceed with it, the plan.
I would be more in favor of
I
that.
like that.
That sounds good.
That works for you,
Yeah.
Jim?
You have to change your motion, so we're at a second, you're changing your motion to
Or withdraw it.
You can
withdraw,
withdraw.
redo it,
yes,
okay.
please.
Jim,
Jim has a motion.
We gotta get a German in here somewhere.
gotta get shorthand, Chris.
The Harbor Committee thanks the Garden Club for the presentation, but we are not interested, or we do not,
Not in favor?
we are not in favor of
Any alterations at this time?
any alteration.
Strongly not in favor?
Okay, just give me.
I would leave it at any alterations. I wouldn't say at this time. I would just say,
Motion by Lyle to thank the garden committee.
Yeah.
Motion is to thank them.
Yeah,
Donna, I didn't hear what you said.
I would leave out the at this time,
Oh,
because then it makes it sound like, sure, we love it. We'll do it in the future. But, and that is not the case. We don't like it, period.
exactly.
And I think, John, you said to us, the current landscape, we got what, 7,000 or something annually in maintenance?
Yeah, I have like either $700 or $7,500 a year that I pay for everything that they do around in the back of my building and
who does that, Parsons or?
Parsons, yeah. And they're very fair.
So I can either withdraw mine and Jim can have that or whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna vote for it.
That's the
We have to work through it.
What's that?
Just a second.
Yeah.
progress on our.
Motion by
Grant.
It got
Wagner,
paid
right.
Oh, yeah.
Thank the garden
Yeah, I
committee
went
for
back
their
to
time and
that.
effort.
Yeah.
And then how do you want to say?
Opposed?
Red Committee
Mhm.
would like to leave the village green
You wanna
as.
see?
But decline the
Oh, sure.
plan as, garden marina plan as presented.
Granite work.
Oh, yeah, they put the grant
So
in.
who made, are you making a motion?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So just read it back to us, would you please, Chris?
That's ahead of schedule too, I think.
What?
The paving is, yes, the
Yeah.
paving's ahead of
So
schedule.
the motion is to thank the garden club for their time and effort. But to decline the marina plan as presented, marina landscape plan as presented.
I
Yeah.
second it. We ready for a vote, everybody?
No more discussion.
Doug have a question or is he?
Doug,
You're on mute, Doug.
Doug's,
He's not even,
He's just waving.
he's not even there.
Chris, you want to read that back to us? Sorry,
Motion by Bright to thank the garden club for their time and effort, but to decline the marina landscape plan as presented. Seconded by Savage.
we're good, everybody?
Yep.
Ready for a vote? All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Hi.
Okay, carried. Very good, thank you.
Is this Sterling trying to revive this, or is it?
No, I think
No,
it's been poked and asked to see what's going on with it, and
I think they were trying to.
Motion to adjourn.
Sure.
Well, they could make a nice garden without a.
just one other quick thing.
Okay.
The ramp got paved today. The granite work is basically done. I've been told, if everything went as planned, we potentially will see the ramp on the dock on Friday.
The new ramp,
The ramp has been built since the late or early December,
and what about they're gonna be over?
October first.
That's what,
We gave them the option, if they said they could meet their date and take $1,000 a day late fee, that we would let them start, and they declined, and we got some reparations out of them. We'll be getting some money back, and they helped us with storage for the ramp that we were supposed to be getting rid of for the summer. And they will be back to start that one on October 1st.
and are we giving them a date that has to be done by?
There will be some language in there, but they've agreed to everything that we have thrown at them and haven't balked at anything, so.
Yeah.
So there'll be no change orders?
No, it's gonna be cheaper on our end. They were paying us for everything that I've spent to set up everything I set up for something we didn't use, plus some, and doing some in-kind favors also.
So that north ramp is all right for another year?
I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
Greg has not said that he thought that it would be.
We just put a weight limit on it. Only 2 people to a party are allowed down.
Throw a steel plate over the top, maybe. I don't know.
It's uglier than that.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, that one was in structurally better condition than the other one.
wow.
All about the way the cracks were.
Yeah.
So,
The only reason that one looks like it did is because that electric box was sitting there for 20 years, wiggling back and forth, and it weakened the edges.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh,
I got one thing.
Go ahead.
Thing.
me too.
I have something
Why,
I wanna
do we have any
do.
parking going on? No, I just have something new.
Oh, okay.
I've noticed recently, what I would observe is foot traffic of construction workers between the marina parking and that house being built down on Clifton Dock. Which isn't a problem, we got plenty of parking down there now, but I don't know if that's gonna happen all summer and how intense it is. I don't know if there's a lot of people parking there or not. Have you noticed?
No, I
I
haven't.
just noticed it this week, 2 different days I saw guys walking.
Because they
between
usually
there and-
park down
and the
along,
marina.
they usually park along Clifton Dock.
Well, there's some there and there's some across the road there from the
Right.
Clifton Dock Road too, but
Yeah.
how many people are working on that job?
I don't know.
But
But
it's,
anyway, I don't know. I'm just, anyone else observed it and whether it's gonna be an issue for summer, I don't know.
but it's like the people parking that work at the Nor'easter. It's not. They're following the rules.
Well, right, I mean, it's not against the law, so. What I'm saying is we might have more cars this summer than we did
Yeah.
last summer,
Right, right.
you know, from construction.
I have a question, John Wood. Very nice job on the ramps with the asphalt, salt and everything. Would it be worth it to put a sign up or something asking fishermen or whoever not to drag their crates down there? Because you can already see it happening. You know, the totes. Trays that they getting dragged down the ramp and.
Well, I don't know if you guys are all aware, the new ramp will not be tar paper, it's gonna be metal gripper grade.
Yeah, but I'm talking. I guess they won't. We'll be using the north dock anyway for long, but.
Yeah, I mean, I threw a coat of tar paper on it because we had to put it back into service for the season.
Yeah,
But it will survive with that on there until they pull it out and start ripping that out. And
yeah, well, even the main dock.
we do them every year no matter what.
Yeah.
Because they just, the grip is gone.
Rick, I just wanted to let you know that, we've been meeting at the parking committee, subcommittee, and that, we'll all have, the next meeting we have, I'll present a final report. And then I'll present it to our committee and we'll look it over and then we'll present it to you guys at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, and then from there, if you guys approve of it, then I can present it to the Board of Selectmen.
You have it ready for next.
Yes,
And next meeting will be until September.
exactly. That's why I'm doing it now.
You don't see
Okay.
doing another survey this summer?
Yeah,
We haven't completely yet resolved that yet.
Okay.
Maybe a few weeks, maybe full season, who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out in another month.
Okay.
Yeah.
well,
what
the
that report's-
Explorer route was abbreviated last year. Do we think it's gonna be abbreviated this year, or is it gonna be back to?
How was it abbreviated last year? It was, I mean, they came here.
One bus.
Oh, only one bus.
They didn't go to Jordan Pond from here,
Oh, I see.
which was.
They changed the route.
Yeah,
Okay.
But it was a lot,
I think it was because of lack of drivers.
was
Still.
whatever.
Oh, that could be.
yeah, and they even have less drivers so far this year.
Yeah, it's for you.
I don't know if you're old enough to drive it.
Okay, guys,
Gotta be a
very
little
good
more
meeting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask for a motion to
I
adjourn.
told them we were full.
Moved, seconded.
One more thing.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
You had a-
Look, I got little notes up in there.
Thank you.
Jim, can you move ahead? There you go.
Yeah.